Welcome back to the second episode, the second installment of Police and Legislation. During this segment, I go over different bills being introduced at the federal, state, local levels that are often troubling, sometimes beneficial, always related to the great profession of law enforcement. But before we get into it today, I would like to shout out today's sponsor of this video. And we're self-sponsoring today, guys. We're self-sponsoring. Sponsor of today's video is Applicant to Police Cadet. All right. Now look, being 100%, no one can do the work for you when it comes time for you applying and going through the police application process. But I'll tell you what, if you're willing to put the work in, then this book is an excellent tool to assist you with your goals. All right. This book is going to help you gain a deeper understanding of the police application process. All right. It's going to help you gear your skills and your certifications towards what police departments look for. And it's going to help you prepare to be a standout applicant once you get into the academy. So check the link down below. Back Blue-owned businesses. All right. Back police authors. And if you know someone or you or yourself are struggling through the police application process, then cop a copy of the book. All right. Check the link in the description. Without further ado, let's get into today's video. So today, the second episode of Police and Legislation, we're going to be taking a look at the federal bill S3968, also known as the Better Community Policing Recognition Act, introduced into the Senate on 06/16/2020. Now look, I know the last one was a little bit kind of doom and gloom, a little bit extreme, but the purpose of P&L isn't always to highlight crazy extremist bills that are being passed by anti-law enforcement sympathizers, right? It's about showing everything that's going on, everything that's being passed, good, bad, moderate, in between, everything. And I think today's bill, the Better Community Policing Recognition Act, is a perfect example of this. And I think that the details of the bill actually address a lot of issues on both sides of the coin. I think it's a really good idea. And so let's look further into it. So what's the bill summary? All right, what's the overall objective of this bill? Well, it states simply that the purpose of the bill is to create an award, the Better Community Policing Recognition Award, to honor officers who either significantly reduce uses of force or improve community policing in their area. I think that's pretty positive. It kind of addresses current community issues with policing and uses of force and being more involved. And it also doesn't leave officers hanging because it shows or begins to open up the door in the conversation for, recognition for a job well done. Kind of sucks to be slammed in the media all the time. So looking at the specifics, looking at the body of this bill, here's what it says. It's straight from congress.gov. It says awards authorized. The Attorney General may distribute cash awards to eligible law enforcement officers who exemplify best practices or significant innovation to reduce the excessive use of force or improve community policing. The criteria is that no later than 90 days after the date of enactment of this section, the Attorney General shall establish the process by which a law enforcement agency or the Attorney General of a state may nominate an eligible law enforcement officer for a Better Community Policing Award. The criteria for the selection of recipients of a Better Community Policing Award and the maximum amount of a Better Community Policing Award. Now, I think this is really interesting. I really think this is an interesting way to go about tackling the issues of community policing and uses of force that are wildly popular and gaining just a ton of traction right now in America. See, there's something very interesting about this bill. See, it's not only an award that they are talking about establishing, but this award also comes in the form of a monetary benefit. Now, I think this is a really good thing, but I can see where some anti-law enforcement groups would find issue with this because they expect police officers to do everything for free. But I'm kind of reminded of how it works in the private sector. In the private sector, if you perform at or above expectations, you typically receive recognition for this in the form of a bonus, in the form of some type of monetary incentive. And let's be honest, cash is a pretty good incentive to do, your job at or above standards. And I think that this is a good way to kind of counteract all the negative media press that police are receiving lately. I mean, you can do your own research. There are tons of academic articles out there that are examining the correlation between negative media publicity and depolicing. It's a real thing. And however you feel about law enforcement, the increase in depolicing that is happening nationwide is a real thing. And it should be a real concern if you want to continue to have safe communities. And so I think that this bill is a really great way to address issues on both sides and kind of get things back on the right track. So who's sponsoring this bill in the Senate? Well, the bill has one sponsor and one co-sponsor. The person who initially introduced this bill to the Senate is Senator Tom Cotton out of Arkansas. And the bill is co-sponsored by Kelly Loeffler out of Georgia. So where's the bill at? Well, so far the bill has been introduced, read twice, and referred to the Committee on the Judiciary for further review. So it goes without saying, this bill still has a long way to go before it ever potentially sees the light of day. But like I said earlier, I think it's really a good step in the right direction at addressing issues on both sides. And I know I'd like it. And I think there's a lot of other officers who would like the opportunity to be recognized for the good work they're doing instead of always being highlighted in the media for the bad stuff that a select few of us are taking part in. But hey, my opinion's only one opinion. You guys tell me what you guys think. Do you think this is a good bill? Do you think it's necessary? Or do you think it's BS? You think cops should just have to do these things because that's what comes with the job and they should never be recognized for it? Let me know your opinions down in the comments. And before we get out of here, please, as always, like the video, subscribe, click the notification bell. And before we get out of here, don't be in such a rush to leave. Stick around. Check out some of the many videos that we have on the channel. We talk about a breadth of topics, okay? We talk about investments, pension alerts, all right, that's struggling pensions that are happening across the nation in various police departments. We have a ton of content. We're going to continue to put out a ton of content every week. So make sure you tune in. As always, it's Xavier, CRC. Stay blessed, and I will see you guys on the next one.